Senator Daines.
Chairman Smith, thank you. I'm excited for the subcommittee hearing, actually, because the CDFIs have played a very big role in my home state of Montana. They continue to play a really vital role in supporting a lot of our underserved communities across our state. In fact, you look at the numbers in Montana, CDFIs have invested more than $218 million. We look at that spans over about 4,000 loans. And CDFIs in my home state, like MOFI, which operate primarily in Montana, in Idaho, in Wyoming, they've got a really strong track record of boosting economic growth and, importantly, creating great jobs. I'm particularly passionate about the New Markets Tax Credit, which provides tax credits for community development entities to make investments in our lower income communities. In fact, we can point to a new YWCA in Missoula, which I happened to tour back in August of 2020. We have a new wellness center in the Fort Peck Indian Reservation. And so consequently, I've really seen firsthand that the New Markets Tax Credit, it works. And I strongly support making it permanent and would reach out to my colleagues on both sides to suggest we work together to find permanence. So I think one of the frustrating parts of Washington, D.C. is these temporary nature of policies that are good policies. Let's make this one permanent, work together to that outcome. We recently in Congress extended the NMTC through 2025, which will provide much needed certainty for all stakeholders who utilize and rely on this incentive. Congress has extended it so many times. At this point, I think we should agree when it gets extended so many times, let's just make the temporary nature of it go away entirely and make it permanent. And so I have a question for the whole panel. The question is this: in your mind, what would be some of the benefits of making the credit permanent? And do you think that would make the credit even more effective? And Mr. Holtzclaw, why don't you start off with your response to that?
Thank you, Senator. Like you stated, in the state of Montana and across the country, the New Markets Tax Credit program has proven to be vitally successful. And I think, and I concur with you more in regards to making it permanent, because you see every year when people or CDFIs apply or CDEs apply for the program, that it's already overprescribed. So the need is there. But again, I think it's a perfect example of a private-public partnership to where those outside dollars can be combined with the expertise of the community development entity to impact communities. And so definitely strongly agree in making it permanent and increasing the allocation authority of the New Markets Tax Credit program. The New Markets Tax Credit Coalition is doing some amazing work advocating on that behalf. And with that, I definitely appreciate your support. I want to defer to some of the other panelists if they have any response.
Mr. Holtzclaw, thank you. Mr. Altman or Ms. Vogel? Why don't I start with Ms. Vogel? You have a thought on that?
I'll give my time to Mr. Altman. He's got the experience with New Market Tax Credits.
Mr. Altman.
Thank you. Yes, I actually served as the first president of the New Markets Coalition back in the beginning of the program in 2000. And so we've been very, very involved over a long period of time to really make this program successful. It has never been plagued with scandal. It has been incredibly effective, and it should be made permanent. So I appreciate your statements there, Senator.
Problem. Thank you.
A couple of other points I'd make.
Please.
Is that it should be indexed for inflation as part of its permanency. It should be it's made permanent now when the opportunity is here. I know there's been some discussion about waiting until 2025 when this extension rolls out, but the need is now. It should be made permanent, and it should be widely available to CDEs.
Well, thank you. Ms. Vogel, I know you've spent a lot of time working in Indian country. Any thoughts you might want to share on what's worked and what hasn't worked to increase CDFI investment in Indian country?
Well, just quickly on the new market tax credits, we don't have many investments in Indian country with new market tax credits. A lot of us have tried to innovate and create different models to address that and access the new market tax credit to get an allocation, and it hasn't worked successfully. So I would really encourage us all to take a deep look at what are the systemic issues going on with the program that are inhibiting investment into Indian country, and that could take a team at the CDFI fund. So I think there's just some eyes that need to be put on it and the way that we perceive things and taking a look at things. So we need to be involved in that as an advisory panel and taking a look at things.
Vogel, thank you. It's a very helpful comment. Appreciate the observation. Chairman Smith, thank you. I'm out of time.